everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to complete the full chapter of the first chapter of biology, concise selina. So as I have told you that today I'm going to make the second part, so here I'm making the second part. I hope that all of you have watched that previous video. So here we have completed this and this. So now we have these three topics which we have to complete in this chapter. So we'll complete this as well today. Let's start. And as I have told you that I'm gonna do the MCQ today. So we are also gonna complete the MCQ today. So tomorrow, I guess, from today we are gonna do with modification of leaves, right? So here it is. So let's get to read that. Modifications of leaf. Sometimes the complete leaf or in part of the leaf is modified to perform a special function. Some of these modifications include. So in this paragraph, it tells us that some leaves which are full, or you can say as complete leaf or a part of that leaf, is modified. Is modified into some different structures. Okay, some different structures which will help to do or perform a special function. So let's get to know them. So there's first one, which is leaf tendril. In case of certain weak stemmed plants, leaves or leaflets are modified into wiry coiled structures called tendrils. Okay, so these are tendrils. Now weak stemmed. Now you know what is a stem, right? It's just the part of the plant that holds it into, that is connected to the roots, and it makes the plant to be straight, right? So now here it says, like, in case of certain weak stem plants, leaves or leaflets are modified into very coiled structures called tendrils. So now I hope that all of you have seen climbers. These are kind of plants. So climbers, here as you can see, this is the example of a climber, sweet pea. Tendrils for support and climbing. So here you can see all that it is a tendril. It supports the plant, right? It supports the plant. But here it can't stay on its own because the roots are some certain weak stem plants, right? So the roots and the stem is weak. So they take the help of tendrils. So here these are leaves. Now, but there are only 4 leaves. Then from where the leaves should be, from the nodes, the leaves are not arising. The tendrils are arising, which has a modification of a leaf. Okay. So they are sensitive to touch. As they touch any object, they coil around it and support the plant to climb up. Example, sweet pea. Upper leaflets are modified into tendrils, as I told you. Now spines. Leaves are modified into spines to reduce loss, water loss. Now water loss, we have read that what is the water loss in plant? What is the water loss in plant? It is what is it? It is transpiration. It is transpiration, right? Because like you have all seen I guess you have seen desert in movies or some videos. So in desert you can see there are only one kind of plants. Which plant? It is pines. They have very, very less rain there. So what do? They they just pop up here and there. They don't have leaves. So in the stem they will create spines. They will create spines. Okay, so that spines will have the water. The spines are modified into spines, or leaves are modified into spines to reduce water loss or transpiration, right? So the examples are cactus, prickly poppy. Okay, leaves bear spines on the margin. So as I told you, they just make spines on the margin. Now here it is the scales leaves. First let me show you the examples of the spine. So here it is given an example. As I told you, cactuses reduce to spines to reduce transpiration. This is a cactus plant. Now this is, I guess this is section. Okay, everyone do it one by one. We need it, you will get to know. So here, okay, this is the scale leaves in some plants like onion, ginger. Thick and fleshy or thin and dry scales are present respectively. The function is to store food and protect the birds. Okay, so in scale leaves in some plants like onion, ginger, thick and fleshy or thin and dry scales are present respectively. Their function is to store food and protect the birds. Okay, now this part is whole completed, right? Now there is insectivorous plant. The plants which trap insects in one way or another to meet their nitrogen demand are called insectivorous plants. Okay, these include pitcher plant. In pitcher plant, the lamina is modified into a pitcher. Apex of the leaf forms the lid, and the petiole becomes a leaf-like structure to manufacture food. Size of a pitcher varies from 10 to 20 centimeter. When an insect like an ant sits on the rim of the pitcher, suddenly the lid closes at the bottom of the pitcher. Enzymatic juices are secreted which digest the animal protein. The pitcher plant is found in Garo and Khasi hills in Meghalaya. The soil in these areas is deficient in nitrates. The pitcher plant utilizes the insect's protein by converting it into nitrates. Okay. So, what is an insectivorous plant? Insectivorous plant are which plants? They want to meet their nitrogen demand. Okay, they want to have their nitrogen demand. So, but they can't. At that area, there are less in nitrogen. So they will use of the animal protein. They use animal protein. So that is why they are called insectivorous plant, because they eat the insects. Okay. Now there is one more example. There are two more examples actually. Second one is Venus flytrap. The leaves of Venus flytrap have long pointed hair. It is divided into two parts, having midrib in between like a hinge. When an insect sits on the leaf, it closes its two parts and traps the insect. The insect is then digested by the digestive juices secreted by the plant. Now here there are two diagrams for it. This is a Venus flytrap with a draped fly which will eventually be digested. Look, this is a pitcher plant. It's so beautiful, right? It's so beautiful, but it is insectivorous. So here we have bladderwort. Bladderwort has highly segmented leaves. Some of the segments of these leaves form small bladder-like structures. The bladder has an entry point which can be closed. The insects enter into it but cannot come out and are digested inside only. So this is the bladderwort. This is highly segmented leaves. This is a very highly segmented leaves. Some of the segments of these leaves form small bladder-like structures, as shown here. This is a small bladder, right? And it is an example of an insectivorous plant. Okay. So, yeah, so as the bladder has one entry point, or you can say an entry point which can be closed. Look, I guess I don't know more about the bladderwort. But here I guess this is the entry point. Just use my pen because it's not visible without pen. So here I guess this is the entry point. Well, I am not sure of this, but I guess it is an entry point. I'm not sure, but I'm telling you just a guess. If you know which is the entry point, just comment down below. Sorry. Now this is vegetative propagation leaves. Okay, and this is the last topic which we are gonna complete today, right? So we're gonna just do this, and then we have MCQs or multiple questions, and I guess tomorrow we will do the short answer questions and long answer questions. Let's start with the reading. Vegetative propagation in leaves. Normally, plants propagate with the help of seeds contained in the fruits. But some new plants may also be produced from sorry, produced from other vegetative parts of the plant, such as the roots, stems, and leaves. This type of reproduction is called vegetative propagation. Okay, then this kind of this type of production is called vegetative propagation. Then plant structures which reproduce vegetatively must have some stored food and a few vegetative buds to form adventitious roots and some new shoots and leaves. Okay, biofilm. An example. This is an example. Biofilm. Some of the plants, such as biofilm and begonia, produce buds along their margin. When these buds fall in moist soil, they begin to grow as young tiny plants or plantlets. Yeah. Yes. Then is activity, which tells us what is the biofilm plant and what are the adventitious buds. Activity 3. To grow biofilm by vegetative reproduction, take a full-grown leaf of biofilm with some adventitious buds growing out from its margin. Cut the leaf into bits, each containing a growing adventitious bud. Put these bits in a flower pot and cover them under moist soil, keeping the emerging buds just projecting out from the surface. Observe it after 10 to 12 days. Tiny plantlets grow out from the buds. Now this is the conclusion. This is important. Biofilm is a plant whose leaves produce adventitious buds in their margin. The adventitious buds grow into plants when they fall off from the parent plant. Okay. Now we are going to the MCQs. So I guess I have done them. We're just going to check up on them and I'm going to just discuss them with you. Take the appropriate answer. Okay. Identify the plant which has compound leaf. Tell me. Okay, I'm not going to show you the answer, but just tell me which of this has a compound leaf. Here I have just hidden the answers. Just tell me which of them has. You have only 10 seconds to answer this question, and in 10 seconds I will reveal the answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you answered those. Can we check the answer, please? Yes, let's do it. So there's simple and compound leaf. Okay, this is the simple and compound leaf. Example. Okay, this is an compound leaf with incisions up to mid-rib. It's rose, as I told you, right? As I answered there. Now, okay, is the second question there? Okay, let's tell me of this question. Which of this is not an insectivorous plant? Okay, this is quite easy. So let's just check up on it. Tick tick 1, tick tick 2, tick tick 3, tick tick 4, tick tick 5, tick tick 6, tick tick 7, tick tick 8, tick tick 9, and tick tick 10. That's cactus. Now the next. The leaf shows parallel venation. Banana, banyan, mango, guava. Tell me. Okay. It's banyan. The point on the stem from where leaf arises. It's quite easy. It's not only. It is visible now. All the answers are visible. So it's nowhere to be done that I have to just hide them. There is no No point of doing that. So, which of the following is essential for photosynthesis? It's carbon dioxide, oxygen, soil, nitrogen, soil is not. If there be leaf, it will be important, but leaf is not there, so carbon dioxide is important. Now, there are short answer questions and long answer questions left. Now, we will do them in tomorrow's video. And yeah, I have a very interesting point that I'm gonna make one more video in the evening, and that video will be supported, or that video will be on tips and tricks that will help you in your self-studying, that will help you to issue exams, and it will help you to score coding exams. Thank you, tata, bye bye, and please like and subscribe this video and share with your friends who needs help with their studies. Bye bye.